What's going on, guys? It's Luke here. Today we're going to be looking at how I'm going to be trading the week coming up of March 30th to April 3rd, I think it is. Yeah, 2026. I'm going to show you guys what I have marked out on my charts in terms of the higher time frame, and then we're going to go through the news day by day, and I'll tell you guys how I'm approaching every single day, just kind of the levels that I'm looking at, some potential scenarios, and how you can kind of like plan for your week. Before we get into it, guys, as you can see, I'm now affiliated with TopOne Futures, so if you guys want to use code LukeX, you can get the best discount available. And I'm running a giveaway on some TopOne accounts. If you guys want to join the Discord, link is in the pinned comment, so make sure to go check that out. And basically, I really like the elite daily accounts. They're really similar to Top Step accounts, and then if you use code LukeX, you'll get them for 109 with no activation fee. So anyway, that's enough of that, and let's get into this weekly outlook. So what did we see this week? We seen a massive sell-off, and what did we do? We came down and we tapped into that monthly fair value gap, which has been left behind for a long time. It finally ended up coming down, and price ended up tapping into it, as you can see right now, starting on the monthly. We have a super bearish monthly candle so far, and it's likely going to close bearish. We still have this gap down here, which could be an area, like if we pull from this monthly low all the way up to the high, we could see price easily come back down and tap into this area here, but we're going to just start with this for now. So going over to the weekly, what do we have? We obviously broke out of this weekly range. We took out a lot of this LR right here that we had. We had all this low resistance liquidity on the higher time frame here, and we also, like I said, tapped into this monthly and this weekly fair value gap right here. So in terms of weekly draws, what do I have marked out? Previous week's high, we have previous week's low, which is probably going to get taken out, and then we have this monthly and this weekly gap. Moving down to the daily, obviously we're in a pretty strong downtrend, of course, and what do I have marked out here? I have this daily fair value gap, and I also have this daily fair value gap right here marked within that monthly gap, and then I also have this weekly low down here just in case we break below. Now going over to ES, pretty much the exact same scenario. As you could see, monthly candles heavily bearish. We just tapped into this monthly gap, and then we have this monthly gap below. If I pull the fib, let me just get this really quick. If we pull the fib from here to here, you could see we have an even equilibrium would be down here, so we'll see what happens. It's really going to depend what happens in this area here. Going over to the weekly, pretty much the exact same thing. We have previous week's high, previous week's low. We have this monthly gap. We have this weekly low down here. Going down to the daily, pretty much the exact same thing. We have this daily fair value gap right here. And then we have, yeah, it's pretty much the exact same scenario. We have these two overlapping daily gaps, whatever, and they're kind of lined up with CE, the monthly gap, so should be an area that we're watching. Okay, so what did we get throughout this week, right? So obviously Monday we had that move up. We had that Trump candle coming into the start of the week, and then throughout the week we basically just chopped around slowly, and then we finally ended up delivering to that wick on Thursday, and then Friday we ended up delivering all the way to that monthly gap. Now coming into the start of Friday, I actually thought, after I seen bearish momentum after market open, that was going to be the target. I just knew we were going to carry there throughout the rest of the day, and I was right. Unfortunately, I just didn't get into any shorts to take them down to there, just an eval trade. But if you guys took shorts down to there, that would have been an insane risk reward trade. So what am I expecting this week? I think everything's going to come down this week to how we react out of this monthly gap, obviously, right? So there's a couple scenarios that we could see play out here. What I want to see is previous week's low get manipulated below, and then I want to see what happens. So personally for me, what I'm looking at is I want to see if price can manipulate below previous week's low. I want to see it tap into like the CE point or somewhere around here, and then I want to see how it reacts. And this is going to be key, because if we don't get a bounce from this area, some type of bounce from here, then we're probably just going to continue lower, and we're going to have to see if we want to continue to seek out the rest of the sell side draws. Right now, obviously we are heavily bearish. We could expect some type of rebalance, back up before going down, but everything's really going to depend on how we react off this gap. So what am I looking at, right? Like I said, since we're super close to previous week's low, I really want to see price manipulate that low. So what I want to see is price manipulate and see if it gets a move up, and then it's really going to depend from there. If we struggle to hold this gap and we continue to break below it, then I want to see price displace past this gap and then continue to the next draw on liquidity, and the next draw on liquidity is going to be these lows down here around 22,273, right? So like I said, if we get below previous week's low, we fail to hold this gap and we just keep displacing lower, I'm still willing to take shorts all the way down to these lows down here. Now if we get a move lower, and we hold this gap and we start displacing higher, what would I be looking for? I'd be looking for potentially longs towards, that daily gap to see it rebalance, or any of these 4-hour gaps, kind of stuff like that. So looking at this right now, my main buy side target is going to be this daily gap. My main sell side target really is just going to be how we react in this gap, if that makes sense. So these are the only scenarios I'm pretty much looking at. I want to see if price can hold this gap and react it. If it does, then I want to see what it does. If I want to see if it wants to push up towards this daily gap, and if it comes down to this gap and it fails to push above and we just keep displacing lower, then I want to see price trade towards that weekly low. Now, if we get a strong bullish reaction off this gap, like I said, I want to see price push to this daily fair value gap, and this is going to be a key area for us to watch, because we could easily come up to this area and continue back lower, or this could be the area that we flip and we keep going higher, right? So this is going to be the areas that we need to watch and really pay attention to. This gap right here and this higher time frame gap, right? Now, personally, what I'm looking for this week in specifics, like, do I have a bias this week? I'm pretty much bearish until proven otherwise, right? Order flow is bearish on the weekly, order flow is bearish on the daily. So I'm still bearish until, like I said, until we're proven otherwise. So things to watch out for this week: see if we manipulate below previous week's low, and then see what happens from there, right? If we manipulate below previous week's low, we hold this gap, I want to see longs potentially up to this daily gap, and then from there we reassess, because that daily gap can either push us back lower, or it could be the area where we flip and we continue higher towards previous week's high. If we come up, we start trading below that gap, then I want to see price displace, and then we look to target the next sell side draw on liquidity, which is going to be this previous week's low. So without predicting, all you really want to do is just watch how price reacts off this gap in general. If we start getting legs up, this is going to be the buy side target. If we start displacing through it and clearly showing we want to continue bearish, we're looking for the next sell side draw. So this is what I have marked on my chart, guys. It's really a simple analysis. I'm leaning more bearish until proven otherwise. That's pretty much all there is to it. And these are the draws I have. It's the same exact scenario with NQ and ES. And yeah, we'll see what happens. It should be an interesting week. Hopefully we get some cleaner price action. But yeah, we'll go through the news day by day, and I'll show you guys how I'm approaching every single day this week. So if anything changes, I am filming this early in the weekend. So if anything changes, I'll probably just update you guys on TikTok, Instagram, short form content. So if you guys make sure you're following me, links are all in the pinned comments, so you guys can check that out. If there's any updates and stuff like that, I'll just probably record them on there. But basically, starting on Monday, we have Powell speaking at 10:30. Now, normally you don't see this on a Monday. Okay, so how I'm approaching this, you know that the volume is probably going to be waiting for this speech, but if we see something at market open, I will for sure take it and try to get out of the market as fast as possible. If we don't get anything as the session, not the session, but if we start getting closer to like 10 o'clock and we don't get anything, then I'm going to just wait for this to play out and maybe take a look after. But my main goal on Monday is just to catch something at market open. I'm hoping we get a quick market open play and then just get out for the day. But if nothing, I'll probably just wait for news, wait for him to speak, and then see what happens. But Monday honestly might just be nothing. Like, I might not end up taking anything. I'm not forcing it for sure, but we will see. Okay, going over to Tuesday, all we have is jolts at 10, and I hate these 10 a.m. news days, but you got to deal with them. So basically what I do is I try to look for something at market open. So if I don't get anything by about 9:50, what I do is I wait for 10 a.m. news to play out, kind of wait for that 4-hour candle to manipulate, and then I trade from there. So this will be a normal trading day, pretty much just kind of following that 10 a.m. protocol. Going over to Wednesday, same thing, again, pretty annoying, but it is what it is. We have 8:30 news, and then we have 10 a.m. news, so same thing. Try to trade at market open. If nothing by about 9:50, wait for the 10 a.m. news to play out, and then we reassess, and then we go from there. Thursday, unemployment claims, 8:30. These are my favorite days. This is a normal trading day at market open. Make sure to mark out the candle high and low at 8:30 if it's not already taken out, because these are always strong draws on liquidity. Going over to Friday, we have NFP unemployment rate, 8:30. Same thing. Hopefully we get a good data wick to trade towards. And yeah, should be a solid week. Red folders all week. Monday will be a little weird. We'll see what happens. But anyway, that's it for me, guys. We'll be back at it with the trade recaps tomorrow. And that's it for me. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.